Listen up, everybody, have you heard the news? We got a brand new show that's breaking all the rules. Started out from VA and now we on the move. From local to global, cause we got something to prove. We came from the bottom, now we at the tippy top. To hold it down for our people, cause we all we got. It's a cold, cold world, but we keeping it hot. What else put you on the line? Ain't no time to stop. All work over here, still we having fun. Yeah, we say it like it is, ain't no holding our tongue. Go get us on the team, yeah, we getting it done. And shout out to Travell, yeah, we number one. It started with a dream that turned into a vision. To educate a new generations is our mission. Ears to the streets, yeah, we steady politicking. If it ain't about to change, mind your business.
Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top six like we all up on the ground with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top six like we all up on the ground with it.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Super K from Super Sound Lounge, rocking with your favorite podcast, Wait Again a Minute, listed on all platforms, iTunes, Google Play, Tidal, Spotify. Y'all know the vibes. Tune in.
Welcome to another episode of Wait Again Minute Podcast. Today is Tuesday, March the 22nd, 2022. Today we have the pleasure of continuing our March Madness, and we have another special guest, and his name is Shaquille Jordan.
We can go by Shaq.
Shaq, okay.
Shaq is cool. Shaq Jordan.
Shaq,
That's
okay.
fine.
You got a double name, Shaq and Jordan.
I do. My parents love basketball players.
I see. So first off, before we get started, I want to thank you for accepting our invitation to come on Wait Again Minute Podcast. We definitely appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Also, how was your weekend?
My weekend was busy.
It was?
Yeah, just with catching up on work.
Okay.
Still handling things with my project that's coming out. Of course, errands.
Okay.
And just trying to get things done. I'm trying to be more strategic with my weekends instead of chilling.
Right.
So
Right. Gotcha. Well, that's good. So before we get started, we got to get you to introduce yourself to our viewers and listeners because we don't want nobody to say, well, like, who is he?
I got you.
Yeah, we know his name's Shaq, but we want to know a little bit more about you. So inform us about who you are.
Got you. Well, my name is Shaq Jordan. Born and raised here in Suffolk. Went to Lakeland High School.
Boo.
Ooh.
I went to Nanceman. So.
Anyway, went to Lakeland High School. Went to VSU for college. Got my bachelor's in mass communications.
Okay.
I just finished film school last year at Regent.
Oh wow! Okay.
So
Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Okay. So so fill us in, like, how was Shaq when he was growing up? Like, what were you into and not into?
Oh man. I was a very artsy kid.
Okay.
Very artsy kid. I used to always love to draw.
Okay.
Like, of course, I did my taking sports and all that other jazz, but I was one of those kids that would just start drawing out of nowhere. But probably I would say 5th grade, maybe 6th grade, I started to write more.
Okay.
Just growing up, like, of course, going through school, you're gonna learn how to write and do all these papers and all that. So then I started connecting my drawings to my writings.
Oh wow! Okay.
And then I kind of was like, okay, I'm feeling like the little art thing, and of course, it started to turn to like a little trend, little artsy kids. You feel me? But after that, I got into music. I got into music because I was in a band at Lakeland too. I was on the drum line.
Okay.
So I kind of threw all that drawing and writing away and strictly focused on the music part of my life. So I was just an artsy kid that just loved everything art. That's why, I'm in the field I'm in now, which is film, media, PR, journalism, all of that. So
yeah, and it kind of goes. So you're definitely walking in your purpose because
definitely
you, like you say, when you were younger, you were doing this, and then it kind of like all just basically now they're connecting the dots.
It made sense.
Yeah, it made sense. Absolutely. So tell us a little bit of about what it is that you actually do.
What don't I do? Well, I'm a photographer.
Okay.
I'm a photographer, take photos. I actually started taking photos in 6th grade.
Okay.
I believe 6th grade, 5th grade, when MySpace was popping.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I used to edit everybody pictures. You feel me?
Oh, for real?
Okay. So did that 6th grade. What else am I? Of course, I'm a filmmaker. I got my film coming out, Intercession, March 27th. But of course, we'll come out to that.
Right.
I'm a marketer, communication specialist. Basically, I do marketing for nonprofits, different businesses.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I currently work at Norfolk State as a communications and marketing specialist now. So that's kind of like,
oh, wow.
It's kind of like day and night. Like I'm doing, the communication stuff during the day with my full time.
Right.
At night, I'm writing scripts, screenplays, storyboards, all that. So kind of trying to juggle both.
Juggle both.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anybody, as far as the filmmaking, is there anybody that actually inspires you?
Yes. Definitely. And this might sound cliche, but Spike Lee.
Okay.
Definitely Spike Lee. I just love like the old school feel of his projects. And I don't want to mock that, but I kind of want to get like a narrative of my own, like he did.
Okay, right.
You feel me? And might sound cliche also, but Tyler Perry, he cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love his backstory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that kind of gave me the motivation, like, you know what? I can do this. Like, it's gonna be hard. Because I know it was definitely hard for him.
Right.
But if he could do it, I can too.
Right. And that's what you get from him. You get that, if he did it, I can do it. Type of attitude that you get from him. So you're doing the film. What made you, how did you come up say, oh, I want to do film? Like,
yeah. It was, I made it make sense.
Okay.
So basically, I told you I used to draw a lot, then I started writing, and then I left out. I started taking pictures like in middle school also.
Okay.
And that's just taking everybody MySpace pictures. You post it up on the lockers, take my picture, And I kind of tied all that together, especially when I went to college. Because when I went to college, I was kind of in a space where I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm here.
Right.
Because I went into college wanting to study like criminal justice.
Okay.
Like I wanted to go into like forensics and all that.
Yeah.
And I took my first law class. I was like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. So I switched my major, and I just thought like, what did I used to do like before like band and all that other jazz? And I'm like, I was a storyteller. Like I like to create my own stories. I was like, I'm gonna make me some movies. Like I'm gonna get paid for this.
Yeah.
So since then, I kind of like took that and ran with it. So that kind of was like my inspiration, just looking back from what I did in my childhood to kind of picking that back up.
Yeah, and then too, it kind of makes sense because you're basically, you're writing, you're doing the photography, like so you doing the whole thing.
Basically, like it's coming full circle.
Yeah, it's like you covering all areas. Man, so you're at Virginia State, and what's going on at Virginia State? Did you have a good time in Virginia?
I had a great time at Virginia State.
Everybody likes Virginia State.
What? Shout out to Big State.
On the hill.
Shout out to Big State.
Yeah. I hear a lot of people that graduated from there, or even actually just went there. They talk about the experience and the time and stuff that they had there. Like they still talk about it, and they talk about it with like smiles and stuff, like their eyes be gleaming and everything.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, when I first pulled up to like Petersburg, I was like, this look like Suffolk.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm supposed to be getting away from home.
Right.
But just with my experience there, like I was there for 4 years, and it was just like it really changed my life. Like I went into state like I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm here. Like I'm a first generation graduate, so I gotta make everybody proud.
That's good. Congratulations.
I appreciate it. it. So I was like, I gotta do what I gotta do. But just being there kind of like molded me. It kind of like, look, you grown, get together. Yeah. Anybody here to look out for you?
That's
like
right.
you gotta make your own story.
That's right.
And just being there kind of taught me that, and the people there, because I got some of the people I went to school with in this project. I got coming out Sunday.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the project and how did you come up with the project?
Yeah. So the film is called Intercession, and basically this project started off as my senior thesis project
Okay.
for film school. So I was finishing up film school, and of course, I had to make a thesis project.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a first version of this film shot, and that's just because I'm gonna be honest. I was like, I'm gonna shoot something, I'm gonna get this grade, and I'm done with school.
Okay.
But then after that, I was like, you know what? Like, I want to put some more time and some more love and some more energy into this. Because when I
Give it
wrote,
some TLC.
yeah, because
Okay.
when I wrote this film, like I was in a time of my life where I felt like I was giving my all to people,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't getting a lot in return. And I'm not the type to kind of like talk about my problems. I'm the type to just let things go. But
Okay.
I had to find a way to cope, with all that, because these were like, friends and all that I was giving myself to, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, just pouring into other people.
Right.
And then, when I was down bad, I was kind of looking at them to do the same for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't the type to say anything, but I was just hoping that they noticed. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then I just had to cope with that. I was like, I don't know how to feel about everybody. But I used to work at a church as
Okay.
a production director. I used to run their whole AV and all that other jazz.
Okay.
And the pastor was preaching on the act of intercession. And every word he said, I was like, yeah.
We're talking to you.
I was like, yep, that is right. This is my first time like even hearing just about intercession in general.
Okay.
So that was kind of like a learning lesson for me. So I was like, okay. So I went home that night and I just kind of just read the Bible a little bit more, just his
Get a better
sermon,
understanding.
just to get a better understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And then before I knew it, I just started writing. And then when I went back and read that story, I'm like, this is my film.
Right.
This is a story I'm gonna tell, because I'm not the only person that feels this way.
Yeah, that's right.
So, and then starting the production process the first time around, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, this is my first big project, like working with people, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give this a shot, but I'm trying to get the grade and trying to get out of school. You feel me? So we did like a first version of it, short, sweet. It was about maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
Like a little short film. Got the grade, was done with school. After I was done with school, I'm like, all right, Shaq, what you gonna do now? This is 2 degrees. You got to put this to work.
That's
you
right.
feel me? So I took some time to kind of nurture the film a little bit, and I gained like a bigger team, and now I'm here. Like, we finished.
Yeah. So how do you go by picking your cast though? Is it like a certain, do you have people already in mind, or like what is the process on that?
Yeah, so when you're creating a story, well, I know when I'm creating my story, I have this certain look that I want my characters to kind of go for, like a male that's tall, dark skinned, maybe like a little slinky, slim, like I have those characters in my head. So when I'm casting people, I put those descriptions in the casting.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like, if you're not dark skinned, you're not going to apply for the role. I mean, you still may just because, but that's the type of person that I want for this role.
Right.
And say that you're a girl, got curly hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of how I'm seeing it in my head.
Right.
So if you fit that, okay, we're going to do a little conversation. I'm going to see how your dialogue is. If I like you, okay, cool, you're on. If I don't, sorry, next time.
Sorry, next time.
So.
Okay. Now, when you like, would you post on a certain site, or you just like seek out people that you know? Like, how do you go by picking that curly hair girl, or
So for this project, I did like a mixture of both, because I was on Facebook one night and I just saw, like, if this is for my current cast, like I saw like a person that I had in mind, like I know of him, but I don't know him, but he can fit this character. I don't know if he act or not. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me do my research. So before I knew it, I saw that he did like theater and all that. I was like, oh, this is perfect. Hey, look, I'm a filmmaker. I'm working on this project. You got the perfect look that I'm looking for. I can tell you more, but I really want us to connect.
Right.
And that's how it went. And like most of the other characters, I did like casting calls, Zoom calls.
Okay.
Like, you could read a couple of lines for me, and I'll decide from that.
Okay, so if I read a couple lines for you, you gonna put me in your next film?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, well, I got. Well, you gotta get me the lines because I don't know them right now.
I mean, you know a line from like Medea or something.
I know a bunch of them. Which one? The one that you cut the couch up? I know a bunch of them.
No, let me hear it. Let me hear it.
I can't think of one. I can't even think of one. Give me one. Give me a line. Let me see. Let me see. Help me, Miss Go Getter. Let me see. Let me think of one from Tyler Perry movie. I just been watching. I had to come back to it.
That's cool. That's cool. I ain't gonna put you on blast like that.
Yeah, because I don't. Matter of fact, I don't want to do it if you ain't even go. No, you know what? I'm about to turn this whole thing around. I'm gonna get mad now because see, I don't know it, so I gotta get mad and play it off.
Come on.
But yes, okay. So this first film, like, where can we see this film? Like, is it for everybody to watch? Like,
yes, this film is for everyone to watch. And I wanted like this for a reason. Okay, there was a lot of my filmmaker friends, like even back in school, like, yeah, you should put this in like film festivals,
right,
and all that other jazz. But the thing about film festivals is it got to be closed, so only the people in the festival can see it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Like the Sundance. Okay.
So I wanted to put it on YouTube because I wanted to share this story because I know that I was the only person experiencing this story. And the main reason why I want to do filmmaking is because I want to tell stories that people don't think that we're going through the same thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be that filmmaker where you watch something and you can relate to it.
Okay.
Or, you watching something or you could tie back into your own life. Like, you know what? He made exactly what I'm going through right now. Like, I want to be that type of filmmaker because we see so much, I wouldn't say generic things in the media, but I want something that is going to be like nitty gritty. It's going to be real life. Like, it's not sugar coated. Like, it's going to have some purpose. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be on YouTube for everybody.
Okay. Now, so that means that, so it comes out on Sunday, right?
Yes.
So are y'all doing a premiere or anything?
Yes, I'm doing a premiere with the cast and crew, our families, close friends, and that's gonna be like real, like close knit. So they're gonna be seeing the film for the first time.
Oh,
so that's gonna be this Saturday.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that will be everyone's first time seeing it, and then that next day, that's when it's gonna be public.
It's gonna be public, okay. Yeah, because I know when one of your, I think he's your lead cast guy, your lead guy. I seen him with the curly hair, brown skin. So he was like, man, because I was talking about like who they would like to see on the podcast. So he said you, and I said, oh yeah, well I'm already, he's already scheduled. He said, well, you need to look at the cast then. I said, oh my God, like he's coming to the podcast, so I'll make sure I ask him that because that would be great.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he was like, make sure you. I said, I'm gonna ask him. When he
comes. That would be dope.
Yeah,
that would be dope because when I tell you, we could talk about the experience with just filming and just all the things that we went through.
Right.
Like, it's a story behind this project.
Right. So give me one of the backstories behind it, like something that that we wouldn't see just by normally looking at the movie.
I gotta pick a good one. Okay. I had a shooting schedule, and basically I like to give the cast a shooting schedule maybe like 2 months in advance.
Okay.
And long story short, we ended up losing one of the locations we were supposed to shoot because they had a COVID outbreak.
Oh wow.
So that means that whole scene we was going to shoot, we had to scratch that and then just find another weekend for everybody to shoot. And of course, people got lives, we work, all that other jazz. So I think overall this project took about, production wise, it took about maybe 4 months to shoot.
Okay.
And that's just because COVID,
a lot of little issues.
Just a lot of little things that were out of our control, and all we could do was just deal with it. And I could just say, look, I'm sorry, y'all, but we gotta shoot another weekend, or we gotta cancel this. So like, it got real. COVID definitely played a big part in this production, but we had to work around it, and now we're here.
We got it done.
You got it done.
So, as a matter of fact, being that with doing the film, How long is it a certain amount of time that you have to get the film done in, or it's kind of like at your leisure?
It's kind of both.
Okay.
It's kind of both because I did, kind of set time aside. Like, okay, I'm gonna dedicate some time to this project. But I definitely had like a schedule set in place because I didn't want to mess up everyone else's schedule. Like I said, we all got lives.
Right.
Just because I was 100% in this, just because it's my production, doesn't mean that they can't dedicate 110%.
That's
because
right.
they got their own lives,
That's
and I had
right.
to respect that.
Yeah.
So I had a schedule obey me 2 months. Like I said, we ended up shooting for 4.
Oh, wow.
So like I said, things happen, and we just had to deal with it.
So when that time came, like when you had that schedule set for 2 months, and then it actually went on for another 2 months, and people saying, hey, well, I can't make it, or I can't, like, how was you feeling then? Were you really okay with it, or you felt some type of way?
I was feeling some type of way, but I was like, you know what? I can't be mad because, like I said, they got their individual lives. I can't do nothing but respect that, especially as their director. Like, they looking at me for guidance, and they're respecting me, so I gotta give them the same respect back.
That's right.
All right, you can't make it, so what is a weekend that you're free, so I can tell everybody else, and we can kind of make our own schedule together. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm working for y'all too. Y'all not just working for me, because I'm working for y'all also.
Right.
Like, it's a team effort. Like, just because I'm leading y'all and just because this is my project, doesn't mean that, y'all got to be on my time, man. Of course, look, I mean, don't get me wrong, you got to be on time and all that.
Yeah.
But, like, you got to cancel this because this is my project. Like, no, I'm going to rock it like that.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's nothing wrong if you were, because I know Miss Go Get is sitting there shaking her head, but it is what it is.
Oh, trust me, look, I had my times where
Yeah.
I'm like, look, no, you gotta show up. I don't care what you're doing.
Yeah, that's right.
You feel me? But I was a little lenient, and that's just because I was still in the learning phase too.
Okay.
Like I said, I was just finished film school, so I'm just jumping out doing my other project,
Right.
and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give this a shot. And I didn't even have a big team. Like, I did most of the production myself.
Okay.
Yeah, like I didn't have a big team, and I did that for a reason because I wanted to learn every aspect of film, because the next time around I could be like, yeah, I did that already, so I know how it's going to be. Or I could tell the sound person, yeah, I did this on my last production, so this is how it should sound. I know that because I did it.
You did it, yeah.
And I can't tell you to do something if I ain't do it.
That's right. That's right.
So though it was stressful. It was stressful. Literally, I did every single position, and that's just because that's a personal choice.
Okay.
But like I said, I wanted to learn the ins and outs. Like, I wanted to get my hands on it and basically, take that leap of faith and say that, I did this. So now next time around, I can lead people. I can lead a big team. You
right.
feel me?
Yeah.
And you're not gonna be looking at me crazy, because if I don't know how to work a mic, why I look like screaming at you?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then, and if they get sick or can't do, then you actually need to be able to stop in there and jump in there and do what you got to do, what you need to do. Now, have you ever thought about doing like a series, like a web series, anything like that?
Yes. I actually just wrote one.
Oh,
I'm a workaholic. So when I finish one project, like my wheels are turning for the next. And then I tell myself, like, all right, just take a break so you can make sure that this next project is good. But like, I just want it so bad. Like, I'm like, nah, I can't stop now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely trying to turn it to like the whole web series part. Okay. Especially just seeing Issa Rae's Insecure.
Yeah, I heard about that.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, come
on. I couldn't really get into it.
Come on.
I couldn't really get into it. But I said like several times I was gonna go back and try it again, but for some reason I'm more of a reality type. Okay. Reality and like cop shows and stuff like that.
Okay, got you. So you're not too fond of like the shows with the storyline and all that.
No, not unless it's on LMN or something like that.
Okay, I got you.
That's understandable. Killing people, stuff like that.
That's understandable. Yeah, I got one of my friends like that. Like, she does not like the whole series thing because you gotta keep up with the story and all that. Like, if you miss an episode, you gotta go back. Yeah,
definitely. See, and that's the thing. But I think that if it is a good series or whatever, and you miss one and you go back, you do have to go back and binge watch to get up to par. But if it's something catchy to me, then yeah, I'll probably. But yeah, as far as that, I I haven't seen. I said I was gonna go back, but
What season were you on? Were you just on season 1?
One. And I hear so much talk about it, and I'm like,
oh, like it's
sitting.
really dope. Like, make it to at least season 2.
How many seasons is it?
I think like 7.
Oh no, that's too much.
You could catch up. Like you could take one weekend, catch up.
Great gracious, that's a lot. That's a lot. So when you're doing your filming and stuff like that, and all of what you have going on, how are you balancing all of this stuff? Like, I heard you say you're a workaholic, and you're showing that you're a workaholic. So how are you balancing all of this?
Be honest with you, sometimes I don't balance it because I be everywhere.
I've heard that several times. People say that.
But I always tell myself, like, shit, you gotta have a social life too, because you gonna drive yourself crazy. So I could be like in the house, maybe working on a script or working on a call sheet. I'm like, you know what? Let me see what my friends doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm big on like mental health, and I know I told myself I'm not gonna drive myself crazy. Doing what I love, like, even though it does take some work. Like, I'm not gonna drive myself crazy. I'm not gonna break myself down. Like, I'm gonna find some balance somewhere. So, yeah, like go out with friends. Sometimes I will sit on the couch and just binge watch a whole bunch of movies.
Okay,
And when I'm like, all right, time to work again, I'm up. So like I really do kind of like I do an okay job at doing that balance, but sometimes like I be catching myself even at work, like, all right, it's a little slow at work. Let me type in this script real quick and see how can I edit this, or all right, that don't sound right. Then I was like, all right, back to work. So
so when you're in that mode of creating, what inspires you? Like, is it something that you see, somebody what you're feeling? Like, what inspires you to write that particular film?
I know with this film, like I said, I kind of wrote that film to cope. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm an overthinker. Like, I will overthink in the most random times. And just with that being said, when I overthink, that's when I can write my best, because that's when I'm kind of like pouring everything out onto paper or onto script. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time I would sit in silence for a couple of minutes, maybe no more than like 10 minutes. And I'll decide like, all right, what direction do I want to go? Do I want to write a action script? If so, what type of characters do I want? What's the storyline gonna be like? What's gonna be my inspiration? If I want to write something more like sentimental, like the project I have now, like a faith-based drama, like, okay, what has happened in my life that I can kind of pour onto paper and kind of, dig into something that I didn't really cope with, bring it back out and kind of deal with it. Because getting older, I'm learning that you got to cope with your feelings. Like, you just can't throw stuff away. You just can't keep stuff,
gotta deal with it.
You got to deal with it. You got to deal with it. If you was feeling some type of way or something, like, well, that's definitely me. Like, I wrote a random script about, but this is when I was in film school. I wrote a random script about my professor. And basically he had failed me for a research paper because I spelled one word wrong.
And he failed you for that?
He failed me for it. So couldn't fuss with him because that was my fault. And plus I was in graduate school, so I should have knew better. So I was just like mad. So I just wrote a whole script about a emo professor, and I was like, you know what? I feel good now. I'm straight now. And I'm gonna let him read it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He read it and he loved it. I was like, yeah, it's about you.
Yeah.
I like, ain't no love lost, but this is about you. And just with me pouring my feelings out, I was like, this is how I write. Like, I kind of knew what like direction I want to go into writing. Like, I love my action, horror, and all that, but I want to go into films that will make you feel a certain way.
Okay, they will pull on your heartstrings.
That's gonna pull on your heartstrings. Like, not too much sad, because it could be happy. You feel me? Like, I can be happy and write about something. Like, I want a feel-good film, something to make you think, something to make you reflect. Like, I want to settle on those type of films.
Okay.
So
I mean, it seems like you're going in the right path, and you definitely have an understanding of where you want to go. Is it like, where do you see yourself in a couple of years? Like Like, what do you see yourself doing or working with? Is there anybody that you would like to work with?
Yes. I would love to work with Denzel.
Okay.
Denzel Washington, Michael B. Jordan,
Oh yeah.
definitely Taraji.
Oh yeah, I love
Definitely
Taraji.
Taraji. I can see myself doing a project with Megan Good,
Okay.
Regina King. Like I like the heavy hitters. I could definitely see myself working with them.
Yeah.
But in the next couple of years, I see myself kind of. I mean, I'm walking in my purpose now, but I'm gonna be walking even deeper into my purpose just because I'm setting like my foundation now. And honestly, I've been setting my foundation since I was young because I'm still kind of carrying that with me.
Right.
You feel me? So in the next couple of years, hopefully I'm gonna be on somebody's red carpet.
I know that's right. And you know what? But see, don't worry about it because I already got you covered. Because Wait Again Minute's gonna be interviewing you
Exactly.
on that red carpet. So don't try to act like you don't know us or whatever.
Come on
because
now.
I don't want to have to put you out there.
First of all, it's Suffolk all day.
Yeah. Well, don't just say about it, be about it. When that time comes,
Look,
because
I'm
guess
a
what?
man of
It's
my
coming.
word. I'm a man of my word.
Okay, well then look, we ain't got nothing to do but only thing we can do is just wait because it's on the way. And when it happens, I'm gonna run this back. What you said, because you probably get a little amnesia or whatever, forget.
Oh, okay.
So-
Okay. No, we good though.
We good. Okay, well that's great. So now, if you could write a script for somebody, right? Say Taraji.
Okay.
What would the script like? What would the film or movie be about? Off the top of your head.
She's so versatile.
Yeah.
But honestly though, and a lot of people may disagree with me, but I love her in Acrimony.
Oh, I did too.
I love her. She played that part.
Yeah, she did.
Like even though
very well.
Yeah, very well. Like I would write something like that for her just because I know like she would just take that and
she would
run with
embody
it.
that.
Yeah. She would take it and run with it. Not saying that, she's only good for like the psycho roles, but she sold that to me. I was like, oh, is she crazy like this for real?
Right.
I'm saying like if she hiding behind all this, that's why she played that so well. But I would definitely write something like that for her.
For her, yeah. Yeah. Now your next project, right? Do you know if you would shoot it here or would you be wanting to go, somewhere else to shoot it?
I'm open. Okay. I'm open. Like I'm all about taking that leap of faith. So wherever I get called, I'm going.
You're going.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But honestly, I would love to shoot my next project here just because it's home. And I want to showcase us more. When I say us, I mean the 757.
Okay.
Okay. We're looked past.
A lot.
We're looked past.
A lot.
I seen many projects and someone were shot down here. This was like maybe 2 years ago. I think it was one project I seen. I was like, yo, where's that? Whole time it's Norfolk.
Oh wow.
So I was like, I want to showcase us more, like the things that we look past every day. Like I want to bring that to light. You know what I'm saying? Because when people think of Virginia, think of country.
They do.
You know what I'm saying?
They give us a bad rap.
Yeah. I'm like, no, we got more than that. Like, I mean, it's a little bit of grass and fields here. You feel me? But we were so much more than that. So much more. So like I would love to shoot my next project here and hopefully that takes off and a bigger audience can see it and they can see like, oh, that's Hampton Roads, that's 757. So
when if your film were to take off, like what would it be like for you? Like if you can imagine or envision it, what would it look like? Besides us being there, besides Wait Again Minute being there. Go ahead to the next.
Honestly, I would say I see myself in a different city.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying I love, where I am now, but of course, you need spaces to grow.
Yeah, that's right.
So I would definitely see myself in a different city. I would definitely see myself waking up every day strictly doing film. You know what I'm saying? Because of course, you got to work full time to, to fund your passions and all that. But I would love to wake up 6 a.m., 7 a.m. All right, I got to be on set. You know what I'm saying? I definitely see that for me. And I definitely just see, family and friends at the premiere.
Yeah.
Y'all,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So like I would love that lifestyle for myself, and I'm gonna get it sooner or later.
You are, because you know when you're sitting here saying it, I see it in your eyes, like your eyes like really lighting up. And in order, for people say all the time you can manifest things or whatever, and that's true. But you have to put yourself in that place. You have to be able to envision it and see it.
Yeah, like I told my cast and crew, like I'll tell them all the time, see y'all at the red carpet.
Yeah.
See y'all at the red carpet.
Yeah.
And just with my premiere, I was like, you know what? Like, no, we getting a red carpet for this.
That's right.
You feel me?
Right.
Like, no, this ain't no small project. Like, this is big for us.
That's
like
right.
all the stuff that we went through.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we getting a red carpet. We getting a photographer. Like, we get the whole shebang.
Right. Because, as you should, because, you have to get yourself prepared and be ready for when that time comes. So you won't be trying to grab your bags and trying to figure out who's gonna do this, who's gonna do that. No, we already know. We already know how to do interviews. We already know how to sit up. We already know what to say and what not to say. We're prepared.
Yeah, yeah. And my cast, I would say all of them except for 2, 3. Well, basically, this is like their biggest production, like their first big production. So this was their first time getting like a call sheet. This is their first time doing like a table read, and they're looking like, oh, like this ain't no play.
Yeah, this is a big deal.
And I'm looking at them like, no, like this is really how it is in the industry. So I want y'all to make it like how.
Right, that's right.
Like, I'm gonna make it so like we're gonna treat this like the real deal, because when we get there, it ain't no practicing. Like we full blown now.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So yeah, I wanted to carry like that. Like, no, this ain't no small little project.
That's
like,
right.
no, we carrying this big.
That's right. You absolutely correct. You carry it big. Now, when your cast, that's like you were saying about you giving them a call sheet, and when they became excited, like, oh, this is like the real deal. Like, how did you feel when you heard them say that, or saw they thought it was like, oh, okay, we gotta really put up?
To be honest, I was like, do y'all know who I am? No, I was just joking. But it was a little surprising. I'm like, what y'all think? You feel me? Like,
we thought I was gonna text it to you.
Exactly.
And you can sit there and read
I'm like, what y'all think? Like, I even asked one of my cast members, I was like, like, do you know how to read this? Do you need help? And it was like, yeah, because this is like, what? Like, I ain't expect all this. I just thought we was getting like a little text to show us the location. Right. I was like, nah, like I didn't go to film school for this. Like, y'all getting the real deal. I'm treating like y'all in the industry. Like, we're gonna treat this like a big project.
Right.
Feel me? So, and that's practice for y'all, because sooner or later y'all going to venture off and do other projects.
That's right.
And everybody's not going to send you like a little text or, hey, are you on your way to set? Like, no, you got a call time. Like, you got to know your lines before you get there. You got to be on time for wardrobe, makeup, all that. Like, we treat that's like the real deal.
Wow. So you have to study and make sure that you're prepared, because it's no you sitting up there and you be like, oh, I forgot my line, and wait for you to say, talk to Jesus.
Yeah. And just with the cast, they knew I would call them, hey, what's going on? How your day? Like, all right, I'm good. You got your lines down pat?
Yeah.
I mean, I got a little say, all right, well, be ready before Saturday, because we don't got time for the mess ups. You feel me? So like, they knew I would blow up their phone almost every week. Hey, how you doing with lines? You straight?
Yeah.
Shut, I'm at work right now. I know that. I'm just asking, are your lines straight? Because I got time right now to help you. You feel me? But Shaq, like, I'm a little busy right now. Like, all right, well, just send me a text with whatever you need help with, so we can get through this, because you ain't gonna come to my set messing up.
That's right.
Like, it's okay to mess up, but we don't got time for a whole bunch of mess ups. And I wanted to put that on them, so it's like, look, this is the real deal. Yeah. Like, this is how it is. This is how it is when a director or a producer is spending thousands of dollars on a project, and you come in there messing up. They're gonna look at you like, yeah, let's cast this dude again. Let's cast old girl again, because they wasted my money.
Yeah.
So
this ain't gonna work.
Yeah, it ain't gonna work.
So when you excuse me for laughing, because I can hear you saying that, like, it's not gonna work, because especially if they're not prepared. Then if they're not prepared, then they're definitely gonna mess up on their lines more than they would had they prepared themselves.
Yeah, I mean, just doing the whole production process, they did mess up. Of course,
Okay.
like you will have your mess ups.
Yeah.
And you know, I kind of did joke with it because I want them to feel comfortable. Like I said, this is like their first big project. So I didn't want to get like too hard on them.
Right.
But they knew when I won't play because I'll look at them like, cut, what you doing? Like, you straight, you good?
Yeah.
You good? And they're like, look at me like,
And you do that in front of everybody?
yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, you got to. You got
Yeah.
to. You got to. Like, you straight, you good? You all right? You need a script right here? You straight? They're like, all right, I go. Like, they know when I'm playing and they know when I'm not playing. And when I'm not playing, that means like we on crunch time. Like, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, people got things to do.
Right.
Like, I only got this location for a set amount of time. You feel me? So like it was a good little balance. Like, I wasn't too hard on them, but you know what I'm saying? I was hard on them.
Right. So when you're selecting your location, so you had to pay the facility or whatever for that time that that block of time that you had?
So thank God for all the locations I did not have to pay.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
I did not have to pay. But they did have certain hours where, you know, they were
shoot.
and of course, you know, COVID played a big part. So, you know, they didn't want too many people in one location and you could only be in this part of the location because they ain't want y'all bothering this. And yeah, it was location wise. I think that was probably the hardest part of the production, getting the locations, making sure everybody gets to the location and have negative COVID tests because, you know, I didn't want to be blamed. Or, you know, if there's an outbreak, well, you know, Shaq had all his people here and one of them probably tested positive, and now it's some germs over here, and now the whole
facility closed.
The whole facility closed, and you know, now we losing money because of him.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, we getting COVID tests when we get here, we wiping everything down, we disinfecting everything.
Right.
Like, I won't play.
I understand
won't
that
play.
because they definitely would have reverted everything back to you. How important is your brand?
Brand is everything to me. Brand is everything. And I actually just grew up like that. Okay. Just because my parents, like, everybody in Suffolk know my parents. Okay. And I just knew as a kid, like, you know, I'm gonna make my parents look good. Ain't gonna be out here looking stupid. Right. You know, I'm gonna make sure I'm dressed accordingly. Ain't gonna be out here talking crazy. Like, I'm a representation of them. And they were always like, put that in me. Like, you represent me when you walk out this door.
That's right.
So just growing up, I always carried that with me. And then just growing into a young adult, I was like, all right, I got my own life now. How am I going to carry myself? Yeah. And I'm going to carry myself with my head held high. I'm professional. I'm clean cut. And that's just that.
It's just that. What do you want people to remember? Like, what do you want your legacy to be? Like, you know, when that day comes for you and they say, you know, what do you want people to remember about you?
I want people to remember that I'm a hard worker, and whatever I say I want, I'm gonna get it. Whatever I say I want, I'm gonna get it. It may be a journey, might take a couple of years, hours, minutes. Either way, I'm gonna get it, and I want people to always remember that. Like, I've been saying that. Since my freshman year of college, when I decided to, you know, switch my major, all that, and be a film director. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be on the red carpet soon. Yeah. I'm gonna be on the red carpet soon.
That's right. That's right.
And like, I want people to remember that. Like, yeah, like Shaq, like he did that. He said that, and he really did that. Yeah. So that's what I want people to do.
Now, your family, like when you speak of your parents, like how were your parents when you switched from criminal justice to film? Like, they say, boy, you lost your mind.
No, first of all, it was like forensics.
Okay, forensics.
It was like, what? It was like, you ain't even like chemistry in high school. It was like, you sure you want to do that? But I was into like CSI and all that, you know, back then. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna do that. Like, that's gonna make some money and all that. My parents were like, all right, you know, we support you. So then when I switched, it was like, okay, that sounds a little bit better. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You can work with that. Yeah. So like my mom will always say, like, yeah, that degree mine too. I was like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So what would you say to someone who is looking to, whether they're kind of on the limb, they don't know if they want to go into film or not? Like, what would you say to them to encourage them to follow, you know, their dream?
I would say, like, just take some time to know yourself. Because like I said, I was into forensics. at that point in time, I didn't really have a full grasp of what I wanted in life.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like kind of like the first thing that I kind of like took grasp to. I would say just take time to know yourself. And if you want to get into film, what type of films, what type of person you want to be in the industry, because like they say all the time, like Hollywood, cricket, and the entertainment people, they dirty. So, figure out what type of person you want to be. And of course, you want to always be, humble. Because this is a field where, people will give you compliments. Like you'll start feeling a little big headed, but you got to keep yourself, level headed.
Mm-hmm.
So I would tell that person that.
Okay. Now, how was your private life? Like, are you dating? Are you like, what's going on with Shaq?
Oh, I don't have time to date. I'm busy.
Okay.
I am busy. I'm working. I'm enjoying time with my friends. Of course, family time, because family is very big to me.
Okay.
Very, very big. And I'm just living. I feel like I'm at a point in my life now where I'm gonna do the things I said I was gonna do in my teen years.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna travel and I'm gonna get my big studio apartment and I'm gonna get into my career. I got my degrees. Like that's where like I'm at right now.
Okay.
Like I'm doing me and I'm gonna keep
That's
on
right.
doing me.
That's right.
And I'm gonna do all those things I said I wanted right now.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
yeah.
That's good, especially the studio apartment. Yeah, that's really good. And then you don't have any kids, so
No kids.
and you're working towards your dream. So right now it's grind time for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're constantly focused on whatever it is you're focused on and how you're gonna get it done. So some things can be distractions.
Exactly.
So you just gotta kind of just stay focused. Now, let me ask you this.
What's up?
I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm getting old. I forgot what I was gonna say.
It's a little late. About a little sleepy.
Yeah. Okay, if you could change something about yourself, what would it be? And why?
I would say,
look at that camera right there and tell them.
I would say I would stop overthinking so much.
Okay.
Even though that can be a good thing at times, it actually gives me a time to kind of like sort out my thoughts. But I overthink everything. So I would definitely love to change that. I mean, probably maybe like moderate it just a little bit. I don't want to be careless, you know what I'm saying? Like I kind of get to like a healthy level, like, all right, we good. Instead of, thinking about it the whole day, you feel me? So that was one thing I would like to change.
Okay. What are one or two things that people don't know about you by looking at you, or if they just have a regular conversation with you?
I'm the most introverted extrovert.
Oh.
Like I could be real social one day, and then the next day I'm just in a corner just chilling. Just chilling. And people,
why is that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. And I've always been that way. Like people would get the social side of me, the fun, the talkative. And then another person can be, oh, like you real quiet, you real conservative. And then a friend, no, he ain't. Like what? I'm like, I am.
Yeah.
On some days.
On some days,
you feel
yeah.
me? So
just depends.
Yeah. I mean, do I give it off to you?
No. Actually, you don't. Well, now that we've been talking for a while, you start off kind of slow or whatever, but then you kind of like But then so I can't see that. I really can see that. But I think I'm pretty much that way too, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I mean, but it makes you who you are.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with being who you are. As long as you know, that's it. It's up to people. They try to keep up with what you got going. Who are you today or whatever.
Yeah. Like, my social media, it'd be up here one day and then just down here.
Oh, wow.
Like, that's why, like, my mama, she would always say, like, you real moody. Like, you don't feel like talk. Like, she'll come, you don't feel like talking today? Like, no, not really. What's wrong with you? No, I'm chilling.
Yeah.
All right, well, don't call me tomorrow. Wanna run your mouth and all that. Yeah. So
if you don't sound like my brother, because my brother does the same thing. Like, if you call him, he don't want to talk. But when he calls you, you have to listen. Like, because he wanna do all the talking.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
So, what is a perfect date for you?
A perfect date?
Yeah, if you had to plan a perfect date, what would the date be?
I love the water. Okay. I love the water, so definitely by the beach. I'm a foodie, so I love
Okay.
food. So food on the beach. Of course, I got a background in music, so I love my music. Maybe
Okay.
like some smooth jazz on the beach with a full spread.
Look at full spread. Look at
Look,
that
don't
food.
look,
Look at
don't
that
let the
food.
size fool you. Don't let the size fool you. I can
Right,
eat.
you can eat.
Yeah, I can eat.
That's great. So, okay, now you are you're a foodie. That's the perfect date. How do you kind of like relax? Like, do you travel or like now? Like, I'm
Mhm,
not saying in the future. Like now, if you're stressed or whatever, and you just like, I just want to chill. I don't
mhm.
want to be bothered.
Yeah.
What is your go to?
Um, I got like my same three go-tos, especially like when I'm overwhelmed and I want to stress. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, de-stressed. Um, I'll get on the couch. I'll put on Netflix.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Two, like I said, I love the waters. I'll go sit by the beach, a lake,
Mm-hmm.
something, and just put my phone on do not disturb and just kind of take time to reflect. And three, I like to just go for drives. Not now because gas high and all that. But yeah, like I'll just go for a drive and just kind of have some music bumping,
Mm-hmm.
start feeling myself a little bit.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But yeah, that's kind of what I do to kind of, distress, relax and kind of like, get my head together. Cause I don't like sitting in my moods. Like I gotta find a
Okay.
way to kind of like get out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, at least you know that, so you know what you gotta kind of do in order to get out of that funk.
mhm,
Because I think we all get in a funk,
yeah.
at times, and I think like with COVID, it became more prevalent. Like
Mhm,
it seemed like everybody trying to turn around, somebody was stressed or somebody was depressed. Like,
mhm,
and you didn't hear talk of it prior to as much,
mhm.
but now it's kind of it seems like it's just everybody's reality. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is. If it's in the water or what, I don't know.
I mean, I think it's just the days that we're living in. Like
Yeah.
you turn on the news, COVID cases rise, so and so and so and so. Uh,
Yeah.
what else is in the news?
Somebody killing.
Somebody killing,
Mm-hmm.
then this whole thing with like Russia and all
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like what we see and hear every day that can kind of take a toll on you.
Yeah. It definitely raises your anxiety though.
Mhm. And don't let me get started on social media. Like you start strolling
Oh.
and see somebody getting shot or
Mm-hmm.
see somebody like don't get me wrong, like you can express yourself on social media,
Uh-huh.
but you could just see like a sad story on social media. Like, dang, I wish I could give you a hug. You know what I'm saying? That kind of
Right.
takes a toll on you because you're
Mm-hmm.
taking that in, you know.
Absolutely.
So it's just the
Absolutely.
days that we living in. It's like you got to make yourself happy.
Yeah. That's
You
right.
got
That's
find
right.
things to make you happy. You got to take care of yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if we're gonna wrap it up, but before we wrap it up,
Mhm.
we always ask, and you're no different. You're
Okay.
just a filmmaker. So now, before I ask you my question, I have to say that we have really met some dope people
Mhm.
um doing this podcasting, and you just added to that list. Like
I
I'm like
appreciate
I
it.
tell people now, like, shoot, wait again, me know a filmmaker. Like who you know? Who you know? I know a filmmaker. Like I can call him right now, and we can get this done.
You're like, what's up? What you
Right.
need me for? What's up?
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. But I definitely want to thank you again for accepting our invitation to come on Wait Again Man. I have
Mhm.
enjoyed our conversation, and hopefully, when people see this, they will become inspired. They will be empowered and realize that hey, I can be like Shaq too,
Mhm.
and that's what we want. We want people to see themselves in the guests that we have.
Exactly.
So I wanted to ask you, how has your time been here on Wait Again Man?
Oh man, it's been dope. First of all, I've been watching y'all for a minute.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I've been watching y'all for a minute. I'm like, oh, they got some and they in Suffolk.
Yeah.
Okay, Suffolk. But no, like it's been dope. Like I love the questions that you asked me because it really had me kind of like reflecting on myself.
Mhm.
Like you know what, Shaq? Like you on a good path. Because
Right. That's right.
sometimes you can kind of like downplay yourself a little bit. You
Very
know what
much
I'm saying?
so. Very much
But
so.
I was like, you know what, you doing good.
Yeah.
So that kind of helped me like reassure me a little bit.
Mhm.
Like you are like you'll be all right.
Yeah.
You straight.
Yeah,
But yeah,
definitely.
like it was a vibe. Like I appreciate you.
We appreciate you. And the thing is, I think we are our own worst critics.
Yeah.
You know, we think that we're not doing enough. And then we talk to somebody and they hype you up. You be like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Mhm.
And you don't want to seem big headed, but you have to realize what you have and what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And then and if you have something in the palm of your hand and it's worth something, then you hold on to it and you perfect your craft and you move forward.
Exactly.
So with that being said, we're gonna get on out of here. We're gonna play our theme song. I know you don't know it, but you know, you already talking about getting in the car, you playing your music. So I need you to bop that head a little bit.
I got you.
All right.
A little head bop.
Let's go. Yo,
listen up, everybody. Have you heard the news?
we got a brand new show that's breaking all the rules. Started out from VA and now we on the move from local to global. Cause
We got something to prove. We came from the bottom, now we at the tippy top.
to hold it down for our people.
Cause we all we got.
It's a cold, cold world.
But we keeping it hot.
With our future on the line,
Ain't no time to stop.
all work over here, still we having fun. Yeah, we say it like it is.
Ain't no holding our tongue.
Go get us on the team, yeah, we getting it done. And shout out to Travell, yo, you number one. It started with a dream that turned into a vision. To educated new generations
Is our mission.
Ears to the streets, yeah, we
Steady
steady politicking.
politicking. If it ain't about to change, mind your business.
Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top picks like we all up on the gram with it. Now wait again, minute.
Okay, I see you bopping the
Wave your
head.
hands with it. Now
Hey,
wait again,
it's a
minute.
vibe.
Wave
It's a
your hands with
vibe.
it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top six like we all up on the gram with it.